So today I'm doing a very special top 5, and it's the top 5 Dragon Ball Z games that have ever existed and are my true loves in nature, because I like Dragon Ball Z. So, number 5 starts off with a game that probably no one here has played, or very few. On Super Nintendo, there was a 2-part series. It was Goku Super Gotenden! I don't know if I said it right, so I'm just going to put the name on the bottom here. But these RPG style games were like my childhood emulator days. I mean, they were so friggin' fun and reminded me so much of the show. Not only because they had these classic Dragon Ball Z battles, but it also felt really authentic to learn the Kamehameha Wave and all his cool moves as Dragon Ball character. And then Dragon Ball Z, the part 2, you get to actually be Goku fully grown up. And not only that, but they actually threw up choices that you would have to pick, and the incorrect answer can actually alter the storyline or even give you a game over, because sometimes you just ruin the entire future by picking something stupid. I fucking loved both of them, and as an entire series, I'm putting it as a 2-part series, it was a great package. Number 4 is Dragon Ball Z Legends, and it's on here because before that piece of garbage I just reviewed, known as Battle of Z, came out, this was the real Battle of Z, because it was a bunch of characters all at once, so it's called Battle of Z. Anyway, 2D sprites, maybe, but it looked damn good. And watching you kick the shit out of Nappa with 3 other people, it's just really, really awesome. I really enjoyed this game despite not knowing what the hell they were saying, because it only came out in Japan, or at least I had the Japanese version, so all I got was, Odusa, Hadekarago, Hishinarego, and I'm just like, I don't know! But it was really, really fucking, really, really fun. Number 3, Attack of the Saiyans. It's a badass game. I'm actually playing it right now again. It's an RPG on the DS with everything you could want in a DBZ RPG. There's great animations, lots of moves to learn, a bunch of characters to level up, and story-wise is very, very faithful to the series, almost to a T where I skip the scenes because I already seen the anime 500 times. Still, it's one of my favorite DBZ games for a reason. It's real. Dog. Number 2 is Budokai 3. Not Tenkaichi Budokai, but Budokai 3. Budokai 3 did something a lot of games failed to do. It took what worked in the first 2 and created a fantastic send-off for the series. It's fast, it's fun, it takes skill, and it's also amazing on the eyes at the time. But Budokai 3 was the perfect one-on-one fighting game for DBZ. It was even better than that Super Nintendo game that I really loved too, Final Dimension or whatever it's called. It was a great fighter. However, it was not the best Dragon Ball Z game.
Out of the piece of low-level trash like you! His fighting days are over.
Number 1 is Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I know it's Tenkaichi, but I like to say Tenkaichi. It sounds really cool. Why, though? It's probably the best DBZ simulator out of any DBZ game. It feels like I'm in an episode of Dragon Ball Z every time I beat the shit out of Buu or Vegeta. Shut up! Or Goku. And that's what's great about it. The mass amount of characters to choose on top of the lengthy single player, a full-blown 3D map, and even online play made this one of the best... What are you laughing at? It made it one of the best games. What are you laughing at? Stop laughing at me! It made it one of the best games for DBZ or any actually anime in general. So it's easily my number 1 because it feels most like Dragon Ball Z, and that's what you want in a Dragon Ball Z game. So that's my top 5 on amazing Dragon Ball Z games, or my top 5 favorite 5 games I play, and I played a lot of Dragon Ball Z games. I could make a reverse list and say the 5 worst, but I'm sure everybody knows my number 1 because I mention it a lot. It's a piece of garbage. It's like one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever played. But if you really want a top 5 worst Dragon Ball Z games, leave a comment saying you want it, okay? And I will do it. If I get 10 comments saying you want a top 5 horrible Dragon Ball Z game, that's what you're going to get next. However, these are top 5. I would love to hear your top 5. If I see Dragon Ball Z Goku's Legacy on one of your top 5, consider me a vengeful killer that will find you and exterminate your ass. But that's not my number 1 worst game. But it's on my top 5. Love you. Goodbye. Ah.